Okay, well, good evening, everybody. Today is June the 16th, 2019. It's actually Father's Day, so hope you guys had a great day today celebrating that with your dad or maybe your husband. It's the father of your children or your grandfather. And so it was a fun day for me. We had my family over and just had a great time. So anyway, I always like our Sunday night calls because no matter what I do during that, it kind of gets me revved up for the week. Even though by the time we get done, there's nothing really you can do at 10 o'clock at night. If you're on the East Coast, now our California friends, they can just, it's only like, 7 when they're done, so they can get on the phone. They're fired up. So anyway, well, sometimes I'll listen to myself, believe it or not, again the next morning. I'm like, okay, that was some good stuff. I ought to do some of that. So anyway, thank you guys for calling in. I know we have some brand new consultants on here that's first time just signed up like yesterday. So I see Logan for sure. I know there's probably some others on here. And so thank y'all for calling in, downloading the app, or however you got on here today. I really appreciate it. And some of you that are watching back from YouTube, we just thank y'all for being our YouTubers, okay? So today is actually a new beginning in Mary Kay because it is the first day of the new Star Consultant year and the first day of the first quarter of 2019-2020. So Mary Kay starts our quarters for the Star prizes instead of like on the first, they do it middle of the month. And I think they do that just to kind of it doesn't have, like we always order a ton at the end of the month, so we have kind of a middle of the month surge instead of having it all in the last day. So anyway, I want to congratulate first all of the Star Consultants. And if you're on our Boxer group, I saw that a lot of y'all were stars. I'm so proud of you. And I know some of you for stars for the very first time. And so I'm super proud of y'all. Just come to my mind really quick is Marina and Heather, some of our new consultants, Laura Swindle. I know there's a lot more that are stars for the very first time. But some of you really stretched to make it. So I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. And you're going to want to order those prizes. Mary Kay will send you an email and let you know when you can order. But you kind of watch your action items on InTouch, and that's where you'll see where you can order the prizes. And it's pretty fun trying to select what you want. According to how many points you have, you might get more than one prize even. So that's the fun of it. And the great thing is that you have some inventory to sell to your customers, right? So today is the first day of the new quarter, June 16th, and it's going to end, believe it or not, September the 15th. Can you believe it? Like, where is our whole life going? Because that will be here before you know it. 90 days or 91 days. And so every single one of you listening to me can be a Star Consultant. Do you know if you just sold $300 a week and ordered $150 a week, you could be a Star Consultant. And so that's all there is to it. So right now is the first day of the first week of the new quarter. So you want to have a goal to sell at least $300 this week and put you in a $150 order. Okay. Now, if you're new, of course, you'll want to do your normal inventory. But for everybody that's already active, you could do that. You could order 4 times a month, every Friday. You could put in a $150 order, and by the end of the month, you got a $600 order. You've won the jewelry with Mary Kay, like these earrings, like the necklace that they're doing this month, and you will always be a star. So the key is try not to get behind, so that you're not having to sell $1,800 on the last day of the month or $3,600, right? So this is a critical time. So by the end of June, everybody needs to have in $300 toward their star for this next quarter. So no matter what you've already ordered, it's starting today. And by June 30th, you want to have $300 wholesale in at least so that you will be officially on target for your star. And it's not hard to sell $300. Really, you can sell $300 in one party. One party. You could sell $300 in just a couple facials. You probably could get on the phone, and if you're an established consultant, and get some reorder business to sell $300. I could sell $300 to one repair customer. She could just buy like her repair set again. It's a couple things. So it's not hard to sell $300. It doesn't take a lot of time. One good party could be a $300 order for you. So I want you to think about that. So as we move on toward the last 2 weeks of the year, I saw this on Facebook, and I thought it was so good, and I shared it with my unit. But I want to read you something, and this was updated May the 2nd, 2019, so just the beginning of the month. And it's an article written by on the website. It's called Entrepreneurship, Famous Entrepreneurs. And it's by a guy named Scott Allen. And it is the most outstanding women in business in the 20th century. In the 20th century. And Mary Kay was one of them. So I know a lot of you know Mary Kay's story, but some of you may be so new that you don't really know her story. You hadn't had time to read the autobiography. And Mary Kay passed away in 2001, so that's 18 years ago. So sometimes, like I go to places all the time, like I don't really know the story of Steinmart. Why Steinmart is here, or the story of some of my favorite restaurants. But I do know Mary Kay's story, and I have met Mary Kay in person. She was, alive when I joined Mary Kay 33 years ago. So I got to go to the seminars where she was at. My national lived in Dallas at the time, and so I got to go to Dallas. Well, I had a national in Arkansas, but then my second national, Idell Moffat, was in Dallas. So she would have all her events in Dallas, and we would have training at the Mary Kay building because we were in Dallas, Mary Kay corporate headquarters. And so Mary Kay Ash would come in and teach our class. I mean, like when I say I sat at the feet of Mary Kay, I seriously did. I remember being on the front row. She's standing right there. Isn't that something else? And we got our picture made with her. And, she was just a remarkable woman. So I'm just going to read you this article. And then I want to tell you something else I found they had some links in the article, and you can click on them. And then I'll kind of expound in just a second. So let me just read this for you as an update about our founder, Mary Kay Ash, because I feel like it's super inspirational. And when you know the story of Mary Kay, it'll help you recruit. It's going to help you sell. And it makes us different from other companies. Okay? So here we go. Upset with the way she'd been treated in the male-dominated business world, Mary Kay Ash began to make a list of all the negative and positive things she's seen working for previous employers. She discovered, after writing this down, she had the perfect plan for a successful company. Before Mary Kay Incorporated, Mary Kay was born Mary Catherine Wagner. I wonder about my friend Pam Wagner. You realize that one of our consultants, that she was Mary Kay's last name too. But before she was born Mary Kay Catherine Wagner in 1918. She would have been 100 last year. At age 17, she married Ben Rogers and soon had 3 children. While he worked he was in the military, World War II, she sold books door to door, selling an amazing $25,000 in just 6 months. Now, you guys, this is like in that would be like in the 30s. That is amazing. After her husband's return in 1938, they divorced, and she decided to change careers, going to work for Stanley Home Products. Though one of the top sales directors, she was repeatedly refused promotions and pay raises that the men were getting after 25 years of hard work. She retired in protest in 1963. With this as her guiding practice, hang on. I think I missed something here. Okay, hang on just a second. I got to pull it back up right here because it looks like I printed it off that some of it went away. Okay, so I'll just read it from right here, no problem. One moment, ladies. Okay. Okay, Mary Kay Inc. started with just 9 independent. Okay, let me start back again. All right. So after 25 years of hard work, she retired in 1963. Mary Kay Inc., with her life savings of $5,000 and the help of her 20-year-old son, Richard Rogers, who is still owns the company today, Mary Kay opened her first 500 square foot store in Dallas, Texas in 1963. Mary Kay Inc. started with just 9 independent beauty consultants. You guys think about that. That's like your DIQ team, all right? Plus 1. She started with 9 independent beauty consultants. She based the company's philosophy strongly on her Christian faith. She told her people to prioritize their life with God first, family second, and work third. With this as her guiding practice, she has encouraged women and given them new opportunities for their own personal and financial success. Incentives. One of Mary Kay's most effective strategies was incentives. We know in Mary Kay, we love her incentives. We worked to win a star prize, right? In 1969, Pink Cadillacs were given to the top sales directors. Diamond V pins were another incentive to keep the women striving to do their best. With 37 markets worldwide and well over 350,000 consultants, Mary Kay Inc. now makes over $1 billion in sales in 19 different countries. And we're actually in 40 countries right now. And did you know that this year is the 50th anniversary of the Pink Cadillac? So Mary Kay is going to make a big splash about that at seminar in Dallas. I cannot wait. Recognition and rewards. Fortune magazine recognized Mary Kay Inc. with the inclusion in the 100 best companies to work for in America. The company was also named one of the 10 best companies for women to work. Her most recent acknowledgments were the Equal Justice Award from Legal Services of North Texas in 2001 and Most Outstanding Woman in Business in the 20th Century from Lifetime magazine in 1999. Isn't that something? We also have the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation. Mary Kay started the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation, which now we just call it the Mary Kay Foundation, in 1966 after seeing her most recent husband's suffering and death from cancer in 1980. The organization is a nonprofit establishment that provides funding for the research of cancers affecting women and is dedicated to put an end to violence against women by supporting women's shelters and educational programs. I know many of you have contributed to the foundation. Many of you have helped write letters for some of your local shelters to get grants. I know right here in our little city, Valdosta, Georgia, we got a $20,000 grant. So, participate in that. I think it's amazing, and it helps women around you in your city know that Mary Kay cares about your city even. Mary Kay was a best-selling author. Mary Kay is the author of 3 best-selling books. Her first one was her autobiography called Mary Kay, which sold over 1 million copies. Her second book, Mary Kay on People Management, was based on her business philosophy and has been included in the business courses at Harvard University. Her third book, You Can Have It All, was a bestseller just 1 day after it was introduced. Isn't that awesome? Mary Kay died in 2001, and did y'all know that there was a website dedicated to her memory? I don't know if I knew this. I probably had clicked on it before, but it's just www.marykaytribute.com. So if you want to check that out, marykaytribute.com. Some of her quotes were, "Don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember you can achieve." Do you know that within your power lies every step you ever dreamed of stepping, and within your power lies every joy you ever dreamed of seeing? Within yourself lies everything you've ever dreamed of being. Becoming everything that God wants you to be is within your reach. Dare to grow into your dreams and claim this as your motto. Let it be me. And so I thought that was a great article. So there were some things to click on it. And when I clicked on one of them, which said encourage women, it came up and it had another article, and it was on the 4 inspirational women in business. And here are the 4 women in business, and Mary Kay was one of them, okay? The first one was Catherine Graham, and Catherine is the CEO of Washington Post. The second one was a lady named Ruth Handler. She's the founder of Mattel and Barbie, and she was also the Barbie creator. And then Oprah Winfrey, which of course everybody knows who that is, and Mary Kay Ash. And so what they said about Mary Kay in that particular article, it says probably one of the most significant impressions left upon women's opportunities to succeed in business was from the positive and giving attitude of Mary Kay Ash. Mary Kay entered the world of selling for a company called Stanley Home Products. Throughout her career, she won numerous awards, and upon retirement, decided to take the entrepreneurial plunge and build her dream business. And what a business! Mary Kay Cosmetics has gone on to change the lives of millions. Success did not come easy to Mary Kay. Her husband died 1 month before the company launched, but her philosophy endured. If you think you can, and if you think you can't, you're right. So I thought that was awesome. Not only was she one of the most influential women in business, she's one of the most inspirational women in business, which all the Mary Kay people knew. So then I also went on the same article. I clicked on where it said success. And so then it gave 10 character traits of successful small business owners, which is what we are, because our call, we call it the Boss Babe call. All right, so this isn't the Pink Piddler call. This is the Boss Babe call, right? So I want to share with you what the 10 traits this lady is called Alyssa Gregory came up with, and how we could relate it to our Mary Kay business. So if you're taking notes, you could write down the 10 traits, and then you might put something by yourself, like right beside it, like, do I have this? And if I don't, how could I get it? Okay? Because I think they're awesome. And I think if you look at any successful person in business, and especially in Mary Kay, you'll go, yep, they got that. Okay? And you might say, they got that, and I need some of it. But some of it you probably already have, or you wouldn't be in business already. So I'm going to read the first part. It says, there may be 100 remarkable traits and personality traits and character that defines you or your favorite small business owner when you compare the entrepreneurs behind the successful small businesses. However, a handful of traits rise to the top. Here are some of the most common and powerful traits that describe small business owners who have started successful businesses. And so when you signed your beauty consultant agreement and you purchased that little $100 kit, did you know you were starting your own business? Most people have to go get a couple $100,000 loan to start their own business, but you started with $100, okay? So you want to treat it like the business that you just started, because that's what it is, all right? So the number one trait is driven. Most small business owners are driven to succeed. They want to see their business grow from startup to established business. Drive is a very common characteristic amongst successful entrepreneurs because starting a business can be challenging, and some challenges call for a moderate amount of competitiveness, determination, and motivation. And I have talked to some women, some are my customers, some are just friends, and they will, some have told me, they go, I just wouldn't do very good in Mary Kay. And I said, why do you think that? And they go, because I'm just lazy. And I thought, you're probably right. I mean, honestly, if you have someone that just says, I'm just really lazy. First of all, why would you say that about yourself, right? But sometimes you just got to believe what people tell you. So instead of trying to convince them that they're not, honestly, if someone tells you I'm lazy, they probably are. Or either someone's told them that, right? And until they wanted to make a change, they're going to be lazy, and you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to recruit them. Y'all agree with that? Everybody raise your hand. If you don't, you will at some point, all right? So most of you are driven. Most of you have a little drive inside you, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be doing your Mary Kay. You would not get on this Zoom call at 9 o'clock at night, Eastern time zone, 8 o'clock Central time zone, 6 o'clock Pacific time zone. But you know what I mean? You want to learn more so that you can be a better beauty consultant. So you have a little drive about you. It makes you get up in the morning and put your makeup on and look decent so that you can go out and work your business instead of take a nap all day. It's what drives you. I mean, it is inside you. It's that you have that characteristic, that you're driven, and it's a good one. Okay, number 2, you're goal-oriented. You're goal-oriented. Drive can take a small business owner far, provided there is a target to be reached. Without SMART goals and the ability to focus on the actions required to reach the goals, success can be elusive. Most business owners take time to set goals so they have clarity about where they're going and how they intend to get there. That's why sometimes you'll see people start Mary Kay that have a lot of drive, and they'll reach a goal, but they did not set that next one. Maybe they wanted to get in that red jacket, and they got in the red jacket, but they never set the goal to go team leader, or set the goal to go, DIQ, director qualification, or maybe they became a director, but they didn't set the next goal to win their first car, to win the Premier Club car, to grow their unit size to 50, to 75, to 100, to do Circle of Achievement, to do Circle of Excellence, win the top director trip. There's always got to be something you're going for, or someone that's driven. What happens is you just peter out, and you're just, I don't understand why it's not working for me, because you don't have anything you're going for. So Mary Kay sets goals up for us, and even a new director, they have goals, and the first one is called On the Move, and there's a mark you want to hit. You get a $1,000 bonus, you get a really cute ring, and other rewards. The next one's Fabulous 50s, and then it's Honor Society. So, Mary Kay tries to help us with those goals along the way too. But if you're just out there wavering, it's because you don't have a goal of what you're trying to accomplish, whether it's maybe your goal is just to have a $2,000 month in sales or to do 30 faces in 30 days. Whatever it is, you need to write it down and you need to go for it because it's going to get you a lot further. Number 3, and we talk about this a lot, is confidence. Confidence is a very powerful trait that helps instill trust, facilitate respect, and often leads to increased success. The most successful business owners have a steady, quiet confidence that doesn't border on arrogance or egotism. And that's very important. You want to be confident about your business and about yourself and what you're doing. And the only way really to get confidence, there's a couple of ways. One is you want to know what you're doing. Like that will help, right? So you want to be a good student. There's lots of training opportunities. You're doing one right now today. MK University is a great one. Now we even have the MK Mobile Learn app where you can just listen to CDs. See, I'm old school. Listen to tapes. You can listen to download streams of past seminar speeches and classes, and you can really learn everything you ever need to know about Mary Kay and build that confidence. The second way to get confidence is to actually put what you learn into action, because I could read a whole book on how to do surgeries, and be a heart surgeon, but if I never did a heart surgery, I still would not have confidence in doing it right or set in on them. So we don't have to cut anybody. Isn't that exciting? Ours is pretty easy. Wash your face, take it off, put this on, leave that on. Doesn't your face feel good? That's about all we do, right? So you want to practice. Practice makes perfect, and perfect practice even is better, right? So the only way to get confidence is to start doing it. But you can have confidence in Mary Kay even if you are brand new and you don't know the heck what you're doing, because Mary Kay is a wonderful company and it's been around for 56 years. So you can have confidence. And I just read you Mary Kay's story. So that should give you confidence in where we come from. We come from good stock. Okay. Number 4, passionate. It can be very difficult to overcome challenges of starting and running a successful business without true passion for your work. Some of the most successful business owners have either directly developed businesses based on their passion, or they're able to incorporate things they are passionate about into the day-to-day operation of their business. So it's funny, I was never passionate about lipstick or passionate about skincare. I mean, honestly, this is like so surprising that I would even do something like this. I wasn't like some of you gals that just, like, of course, we didn't have, YouTube how-to videos back in the day. So I wasn't passionate about that, but I was passionate about owning my own business. I was passionate about making people look good on the outside so they could look better on the inside. I really enjoyed that, seeing the transformation in a woman after she had a facial and just how she glowed. Her inner glow just like came out, okay? I was passionate about setting and hitting goals. And I enjoyed the camaraderie of Mary Kay, the friendship, the excitement. I enjoyed being on a team. I always played basketball and other sports, so I love being on a team. I love winning. And all of that just kind of fit in to the Mary Kay. And then the fun that, like, all these crazy things we do, skits, and, it just kind of like, I don't know who knew that Mary Kay was all that. Some people just think we just sell lipstick. But if you go to some of the events, you'll find out it's a lot more than that. That's why you got to go to your meetings. You got to go to your fall retreat. You got to go to seminar. And you'll see a lot of more of the bigger picture of Mary Kay. Okay, number 5, budget-minded. Since a significant part of business success can be related to financial success, most successful small business owners become very savvy at creating budgets and sticking to them as they manage the operations of their businesses. This ability to know what funds you have available, where to reduce expenses, and how to make smart decisions when it comes to spending can often determine the success of a small business. So, Mary Kay, you do run your own business. You run your own money, your checking account. You have to make business decisions. And one of them is like, how much inventory do you need? Are you having to order 25 times a month and waste your money on shipping because you just refuse to stock some products so your customers can get it right then? Are you wasting money on things that you don't need, like Are you going to MK Connection and buying every t-shirt available, but you don't have 5 cleansing creams on your shelf to sell? That's not good money management. Mary Kay said, and even Section 2 stuff, like all the samples, Mary Kay said you only should spend 5% of your order on Section 2 products. In other words, if you're ordering a $600 order, then 5% is $30. That's all you need to be spending on Section 2. If you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on little eyeshadow samples and that you never even give away, you just like to have stuff, that's a waste of your money. So you want to look at that and try to budget a little bit in your Mary Kay business and get the things that you need and spend the money on things that will improve you. I guarantee you, Mary Kay, she always talked about going to all these different courses to strengthen herself as a businesswoman. Zig Ziglar, she'd go to all these different things. And so when you're investing your money in yourself, you can't go wrong, like spending money to go to seminar, spending money to go to a fall advance, spending money on, buying Mary Kay's book. You can have it all, but actually reading the book when you get it. Now, if you just like to have books because they're cute, that's a waste of your time if you're not going to read them, right? So think about your money, write down what you're spending it on, and, have yourself a little budget, because what happens is sometimes we go make money at a party. This is called embezzlement. Like, let's say you have a $500 party and you come home and you're like, praise the Lord, my rent is $500. So you take every bit of your money and you pay your rent. And then you have no money to place an order and you don't have any product on the shelf. And you're like, Mary Kay don't work for me. It just don't work. It's because you don't know how to budget your money, right? So that is something you want to work on as a new consultant and as an experienced consultant. And believe me, I'm not saying it to anybody but myself. I embezzled myself out of business 3 different times. And I'm like, well, you know what? You did it. Now you got to get out of it. So I would go back. I went and got a loan, got me some inventory, and got back going 3 times before I finally realized you can't spend everything you make. What a concept. So you got to work on that, right? Okay. Number 6, self-reliant. While building and managing a team may be an important part of some small businesses like ours, many successful entrepreneurs also have a defined self-reliance. The ability to think and act independently without the input of others is a very common trait among successful business owners. And Mary Kay, we are all building our teams. And to me, being self-reliant means that some will, some won't, so what? Who's next? Keep going. So you can't base your success if one of your teammates decides to quit Mary Kay and become a customer or go try some other product. You can't let everybody else and what their opinion of your business control you. You have to say, all right, I know I can change around. Anytime that I've had a big goal myself as a top director that wins the trips, and I think I gotta up my game, you know what I do? I say, I can take this right back. I go do some skincare parties and I go personally recruit people. And that's how how I can be in charge of my business no matter what my unit is doing. I can go out and get some more people. I mean, honestly. So you have to be willing to do that. If you're in a slump, you go hold some parties, you look for some new customers, and you look for some new team members. And that's how you get yourself out of a slump. And it can happen overnight, literally overnight. Okay, number 7 is humble. Many entrepreneurs may be self-reliant, but the most successful are also able to ask for help when they need it, give credit where credit is due, admit when they're wrong, and accept constructive criticism. These small business owners have the ability to keep their feet on the ground during even the most satisfying accomplishment and never forget from where they started. You ever have that where you see people and you're like, I think she forgot where she came from, right? My mom and dad used to call it, you getting too big for your britches. That's your Southern saying right there, right? And so, as you get success in Mary Kay, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget about the no's and, what you had to do. I had a little experience in this a couple of years ago. I moved to Charleston, South Carolina. My husband took a job over there. So I moved over there with him. I didn't know one soul. And so I got to remember how it felt to be a brand new consultant and not know one soul. And the only way I could have some business is to go meet strangers and book them. And I thought, you know what, this was a good experience for me to remember, because I had been in 30 years at the time, to remember what it feels like to be brand new and having to find new customers and having to get some courage inside myself. And it made me be, I think it made me be a better director, because I felt like that I could relate a little bit better to a brand new consultant again. So, and you know, it's also, you have to be willing to ask for help when you need it and ask for advice from people that are where you want to be. Don't take advice from women that are not where you want to be. If you wouldn't trade places with them, you don't need to take advice from them. And I want you to think about that, or women or men. So when I want advice for something I'm going for, Mary Kay, I'm going to reach up to someone who's where I want to be. For example, like a national sales director or $1 million director, I'm going to reach up to them to get tips or advice. And you want to do the same. So always reach up when you need it. Okay, number 8 is resilient. Being a small business owner comes with its ups and downs. If you've been in for one day in Mary Kay, or at least 1 week, you've already had ups and downs. I mean, you have ups and downs in this business. There are victories, there's setback, there's chaos, there's calm waters. The most successful entrepreneurs are those who are resilient and able to bounce back after an unexpected challenge and get back up after facing a setback. You know, I don't have time, and the directors don't have time to tell you all the unexpected challenges we've had in our business and setbacks that we've had. You know, when things seem to be smooth, sometimes somebody will throw a monkey wrench in there. Some of it has nothing to do with Mary Kay. It just has to do with your life. Right now, I have this little foot problem, and I need to have foot surgery. And so the doctor is like, well, you're going to be down 2 weeks for sure off your feet. And then the next week, you're going to be just on it some. So you need to allow about 3 or 4 weeks. I'm like, I don't have time for that. But I have this pain. I got a little problem here, so I got to figure it out, right? So sometimes it's your own personal health. Sometimes it's a parent. Sometimes it's something that happened in Mary Kay that was disturbing. Maybe somebody you thought was doing amazing quit Mary Kay, sent all her product back. She's done. And you're so disappointed. You put time, effort, you know, money, everything into that girl, and then she quit. That's very disappointing. But guess what? It's going to happen. And you know what? Later you realize it's just part of the business. It's probably not anything to do with being personal against you, even though we take it personal when our teammates quit, don't we? But you got to have a little backbone and go, you know what? I'll get some more. I can't take this personal. You know, now, if there's something you did, of course you have to, you know, obviously you'd have to admit you're wrong, say you're sorry, and try not to do it again on the next person, right? But you have to have, Mary Kay used to call it BBA, bounce back ability, because you are going to have some ups and downs in the business, just like any small business has. Okay. Number 9, focused. Many small business owners handle a vast array of responsibilities in their business, wearing many different hats during the course of the workday. The ability to block out distractions and focus on the immediate issue, task, or goal, as well as the big picture, can be a key trait in a successful entrepreneur. Well, you know, if you're married or you have kids, you know this is a challenge, right? Because like maybe your kids are at home and you're trying to make business calls, and then, you know, somebody falls and busts her head, or somebody needs something to eat, or, you know, somebody starts screaming mama at the top of their lungs, right? You know, I've had a lot of Mary Kay girls that they used to tell me that, top directors, and they said their office they put a door on it, and there was glass door so they could see through it. And they told their kids, they're like, look, if I am in here, unless you're bleeding, do not come, you know, and bang on that door unless you're bleeding. And so they could kind of see it. And they used to have like a babysitter or a nanny or something. But anyway, it's just funny, all the stories I've heard. But, you know, some of this being focused is also just simple things like maybe you sat down at your computer and you're going to go through your customer list and you're going to make some phone calls. Or maybe you're looking for some friends on Facebook that you can reach out to message, to make some booking calls. So the distraction might be that all of a sudden you start looking at everybody's news feed, and you're scrolling, and all of a sudden you've been there 3 hours and you've not made a booking call and you've not messaged anybody about Mary Kay, but you know everything about, you know, the politics, you know everything about the straws that are polluting the ocean. You've seen 17 cat videos. And Lord knows what else you're looking at on there, right? And you got distracted. So you have to keep focused. And, really, it's tough sometimes, isn't it? And so sometimes what I have to do is, like, literally, if I'm making calls, I have to go ahead and, like, put on a piece of paper who I'm calling and write their phone numbers down, and then actually turn away from this thing, turn away from the computer, and look at my inventory or something and call people so I don't get distracted, because things are popping up all the time. And even on your phone, you get notifications all the time. Like, I can't look at this right now because I got notifications popping up. Because if I look at it, then I'm going to start reading it. So I'm going to put it down over there. So you want to focus on what you do, and you want to give yourself time, to be successful. And you may be the kind of person that needs to take a weekly plan sheet, and there's hours in it. Mary Kay, you can look under Mary Kay weekly plan sheet and pull it up. Just Google it. It's right there. And then actually schedule. Okay, I'm going to make phone calls for 30 minutes. I'm not going to do anything else for 30 minutes. Then I might get up, take a break, and then I'll come back and do it again. Just small segments of time so that you can keep focus on what you're trying to do. And then number 10, the last one, is open-minded. While focus is an important trait found in most successful business owners, it's also important to keep an open mind and consider different perspectives. Small business owners who are willing to consider alternate ideas and try new processes may be more likely to reach significant levels of success. And that's a tough one if you are what we call a D personality dominant, because you already think you know it all. No one needs to tell you what to do because you already know. You know everything. But honestly, if you know everything, then you should already be at the top of the company, an executive national sales director. So obviously you don't know everything. And every time I go into a class that I think I know everything, I learn something, right? And sometimes someone will give me an idea and I'm like, this is somewhere, if you're not open-minded, this is what happens. Someone will give you an idea and say, hey, this is what you could do. This is something I'm doing that's working. You can do this, this, and this. And automatically in your brain, you're going, that won't work for me. No, I've already tried that. Nope. Like, you will not even consider trying what they're saying. And so, don't be that way in Mary Kay, especially if it's been successful. Not that it may not even work for you, but you could try it. Don't be so closed-minded that you won't accept new ideas and new thoughts, okay? So I think that was a great list to me. And for me, it was a great reminder of some things that, I want to work on myself. And I hope you have found a couple things on there that you can work on, because even though the new year hasn't really started yet, it starts July the 1st, it's the new quarter. So we're really kind of starting the new year and we're ending the old year in the next 2 weeks. So you could actually get prepared this week by, booking your parties, talking to new people about Mary Kay, so that July 1st hits, not only have you got new customers to work with, you've got new team members, and you actually will be closer to a goal. One of the greatest things you could do is you could work toward, if you have some recruits already, are you thinking about this, is work toward DIQ, which is Director in Qualification, to get 8 team members active by July the 1st, so that you could start the brand new year as a new Director in Qualification, and you could finish your directorship in 1, 2, or 3 months, by August 1st, September 1st, or October 1st. Well, yes, that's right. Okay. So within 3 months, you could do it. And so let's say you're sitting there with 3 or 4 people, go ahead and get your forward. Let's get it going, right? Because then you could be a director by Leadership Conference, which is going to be in Orlando this year. It's going to be a ton of fun. And why put it off another year? Just focus on what you want right now. Maybe you're a new consultant. Why couldn't you get in your red jacket your first month? That's 3 active team members. You get a $100 bonus. You got 3 teammates. And the next month you could get 5 and go into DIQ if that's what you want to do. Or you could just get some good commission checks. So there's lots to be said by getting the momentum going right now to take you into the new year. Perhaps you're very far away from the goal you had set for yourself for seminar for the end of this year, June 30th. Maybe it's unreachable. Maybe it was that you wanted to be a director, but you're not in qualification, so you can't do it, right? But that's okay, because you could get the momentum up right now instead of waiting. I'm going to wait to July 1st to get started. Well, Garrett, let me give you a little clue. You won't, because July 1st, guess what comes after July 1st? the 4th of July. So you're going to be taking off. So then you're going to be waiting, and then it's going to be July the 10th. And then you're going to go, well, August is a good time. My kids will be almost getting back to school. And then it's like, man, these kids are in school. I just don't have time yet. I'm going to have to wait. These kids, September's going to be better. Oh, October. Well, Halloween. I mean, then you got Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's New Year's. You got Valentine's Day. You're coming up. We got Mother's Day, Father's Day. School's out, and we're back to next year, June 16th, 2020. And where are you? So you got to make some decisions if you want some different goals. I mean, seriously, last year this time was when I decided that I was going to have a better year. And I thought, and you know what I did? Is I started booking parties. And July 2nd, I had a humongous party, recruited 2 people, and those people recruited a bunch of people. And it set me up for a great year because we started July strong. And I determined in June that I was going to have a great July. So I'm playing full out in June. We've got big, big goals. And I'm going to have an awesome July. And you just start saying it right now. Okay? So that's what I got for you guys tonight. I'm going to let the directors, that anybody has something they like to chime in on, just, anything that you feel like you want to say, I'm going to pop y'all in and let you say something. So I'm going to start with Veronica, because you're at the top. Veronica?
Well, I appreciate the call, Cleta, and I do have some of the character traits that I do need to work on. I feel like I've accomplished number 1, being driven.
Sure.
I do think there are a couple of others that I can work on, like being self-reliant and building my confidence up just a little bit more. I do feel like some days I'm more confident than others, but I would like to work on building it up even more.
Yes, I think so too. And how you got your thing done so fast is because you do have a lot of those traits from other things you've done in your life. And that driven and goal setting, I think, was key for you, because you had a goal and you're like, I'm doing it. and that confidence, that's going to come. You're just kind of in a new position now. So thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Sayla?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, thank you for the call and these and the 10 traits, because I think all of us have a little bit of each of it, but it's a great reminder that what the important traits are to be a success, and that we need to really work on them and fine-tune them. It was a great reminder. And also, I just wanted to say thank you to you. I think it's been about a year since we've been doing this call, and you just come up with something great and creative every Sunday night that gets us started for the week. So I just appreciate you so much.
Girl, thank you. You know what is funny is because a lot of times on Sunday morning, I think I do not want to know what I'm going to talk about Sunday night. And I'm glad we do it on Sundays, because I go to church Sunday morning and Sunday night. And by the time I get back, the Lord drops something on me. So thank you for saying that. Yeah. I appreciate it. And really, this is actually a year and a half. I was thinking about this the other night. We actually started the Boss Babe calls on, well, I don't know if it was like this. Sayla, you might be right. It might be a year. It's either a year or a year and a half. We either started them January 1st or we started them July 1st. I'll have to look back and see. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's been at least a year, and that's a lot of Sunday nights. Thinking of something to say. And yeah, and so we appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Allison?
Hey, Cleta, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this call just gets me excited. And the first thing I'm going to say is about Mary Kay. Thank you for sharing about our legacy. And I think a lot of times people forget, and we get more removed. And I personally have never met Mary Kay, but I feel such a strong connection to carrying on what she wanted for us as women. So when we're working, we're not just working to make money. We're not just working to sell something. We're not just working to earn a cruise. We're really working to change lives and impact women and just really enrich the lives of people. I mean, that's what Mary Kay wanted us to do. And I just feel like a burden for that a lot of the time. And so it's good to be reminded of that. We're not just in some, in-home business. We're doing something that's different, that has a culture that not every startup company has. And if you compare companies to Mary Kay, you'll learn really fast that we have something very unique, very powerful, and very important that's worth booking. It's worth you booking to carry on the legacy, because you are the legs to this business, to this company into the future. I mean, so, we have to be committed not just to ourselves, but to carrying on this company, just in general. Okay. And the other thing I just wanted to say about the skills that you shared and what leaders have and everything is really, I think number 11 is the figure it out skill. I mean, you have to have the ability to figure it out. Nobody was holding, my hand. Nobody was holding Cleta's hand. Nobody was holding, it was just do it and see what happens, but do it. Just do it. Do something. Do it. Get out there. Make it happen. Pick your STAR goal today, because you can't start talking to your director, what is it? I don't even know when the quarter ends. Is it September
15th. Yeah.
September 10th. All of a sudden you have a goal. I mean, I love that, and we'll work with you, but you're a boss, babe. Like, you should have a goal today. Take the time tonight to look at the STAR prizes and pick out which one you want, and never pick out a sapphire. Pick out a pearl, pick out an emerald prize. I mean, you want to go for the top, because then if you fall short, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you guys are the trendsetters. You're the boss babes. You're the ones doing Queen's Court of personal sales. You're the ones on the call every week. You're the ones in the know. You're the ones with the strongest connection to your director. People want to be like you. And so, it's figuring it out. It's getting a goal today and not waiting to see what star you end up falling on, on the 10th, and then decide to try to push it into Ruby. You should be a pearl, setting the pace for the rest of the unit. And, I'm excited about our new seminar year, the new quarter being the first part of the seminar year, for all of you to start fresh first quarter stars. So make those goals and get excited to wrap up this powerful month. You guys can still make a huge impact. So thank you so much for sharing.
Awesome, Allison. And you guys, the new, how this year they had the Kate Spade bags. If you were a 4-quarter STAR consultant and you go to seminar, you get that 5th prize, and it's a Kate Spade bag. Well, this year it's going to be a Ted Baker bag, and they are really beautiful. And so I put it on the Boss Bag Boxer group, but you can see it. They're not, it's funny, a director found it from the e-cards, and so it's not even on the In Touch yet. So y'all got a sneak preview of that. So it's worth it. It's worth it. Thank you, Allison. And I agree 100% about figuring it out. You do just have to figure it out, and everybody's circumstance is different. So you've got to figure out how to work your business, and you can make it happen. If someone told you that here's $10,000, but you got to go on vacation next week, and you would figure it out. You get everything you need to get done. And women can do what they need to do. So thank you for that. That's awesome. Okay, Jana.
Hello. Okay. So, Cleta, that was so good. Everything that Selah said, I am so thankful for these calls, and I'm so thankful that you come up with such amazing things. I'm so thankful that you're obedient to the Holy Spirit, because seriously, I am taking notes, excited because leaders evaluate themselves. And so here I am thinking, okay, am I good at that? And so I'm going through this list. I'm like, okay, I'm putting a dot by, because driven to succeed and driven. I've always been a driven person, but somewhere along the process, I wanted to pull up my S a little bit and love on people. And sometimes, so I'm just like, I got to get back to that driven Jana. And so there's so many exciting things. And I also think that leaders are always willing to learn and grow. And so, that willingness, I think it's just that willingness that we've never arrived, because we're headed to, we want to be our very, very best. And so it's it's not like something that you've arrived at. And so, and then when I was thinking of that self-reliant, I love that you talked about that, because sometimes people think that when they become an independent sales director, they become a manager, and that's not what we do. We do not manage people. We lead people. That means we're out in front of the pack, and we are doing things, and we're setting the example. And so, you know, as a leader, I've seen that in offspring sales directors. I'm like, oh, no, don't focus on what they're doing, because see, they're taking a break right now. And so, you know, you got to get back in the field. And so I love that reminder. So many great things. I hope that you'll share, you know, any literature you have on that, because Cleta, this is so good. Thank you so much. It was fantastic. And by the way, you know what? God's just preparing you to be a national sales director. I just see you as a national one here. So thank you.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you so much, girl. Thank you. And you do have to be willing to grow and learn. And so I thank you for that, everything you said. Okay, let's see. Let's go, Laree Barfield.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to add one tip to what she was talking about the time management, because it can really get away from us. And I learned a tip recently in Facebook, because she is so right. You can get on there just to check your notifications and see what's going on the Cheetah Nation page, or, you know, your unit page. But then you can get caught up. And so within Facebook, there is a setting, and you can get it to, and it's within Facebook itself, not on your phone or whatever. So you can set a timer, and it will tell you and pop up. And like, I've got mine set on 20 minutes. And so it's like, okay, you've been on Facebook 20 minutes today. And that's my thing. I'm like, okay, I can't get, so you can't just, it just keeps you from getting so distracted and bogged down in that. So that's a little tip. And then I love what Jana said about, you know, continual learning, because like time management is something that is very important to me. And so I just recently got a book. I will tell you how it's about, how good it is once I get done reading it, but it's No BS Time Management for Entrepreneurs. So just always, you know, these calls are so good, because like she said earlier, it's such a great way to just start the climate of your week by starting off on Sunday night, and even listening to them again on Monday mornings, and just getting things going. And it just kind of sets you up as an entrepreneur to, like, okay, the whole weekend is over, and now I can get focused on my business. And so just thank you again for doing the calls, and just all the little tips and things. Just, we all need to take them to heart, and really not just learn it, but do it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Let's see if I have any other directors on here. If any of the other directors are on, I don't see where is he on here. So some of them may be on here, but have called in, so I don't see him on here. So we'll just kind of wrap it up. Let me say one thing is, for your star level, if you want to get some of the Mac Daddy prizes, okay, like the top, you have to recruit people. Because I'll have to tell y'all, this quarter is the highest I have ever been, I think, in my 30-something years. You know, I have 10,200 points. And it's because I have five or six qualified team members. And of course, you know, I always am a pearl by myself, but every qualified team member bumps you up 600 points. So that's like 3,600 in addition to what I ordered, right? And so I don't even know. I'm like, do I want a new Apple Watch? Do I want a new iPad? Do I want to just split it up? You know, I'm going to split it up because I hate to waste points. So I think I'm going to get the Yeti cooler, and then I'm going to go to get something from the whatever, 1,800, 2,400, whatever my thing adds up to be. And so those big prizes, I used to, when I was a new consultant, or not new, even, I would say even just a couple years ago, I'd see them, I'm like, well, I'll never make it to that level. That'd be nice, right? Honestly, you can get to those top levels and get some of those big prizes, $350 super certificate. Now that's something you can buy, something good, what you want, right? And you're not allowed to spend it on anybody but yourself. Seriously, you want to get something cool for you, right? Or your family. But go on there, look at the prizes that you can get, and select it right now. Last year, I just looked because last year was when I won the Dyson $400 hairdryer. And my stepdaughter came home today to see her dad, and she came there. I said, well, she took a shower. I said, you go use my dryer. I said, use that Dyson. She came. She goes, I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but that hair dryer was amazing. I said, for $400, it should be, right? I said, it's even more amazing that I didn't have to pay for it. And I'm still loving it 1 year later. So I'm just saying, go for the Mac Daddy prices. They're there for you. And it's fun to get them. So anyway, thank you guys for calling in. I can't, listen, 2 weeks to end this year, 2 weeks. So we've had a good start. But honestly, for my unit, we need to do like 4 times as much now. I mean, that was nice. It was pretty, but we've really got to get on it now. And so what happens is a lot of our people have already ordered. So don't go to falling asleep. Even though you just finished your start, let's go hold some parties. Let's get the orders in and finish really, really good and strong, in the next 2 weeks, because we have things to do, people to see, places to go, right? And goals to meet. And we'll be so excited. And then we're going to start over again July the 1st. So we've already started. This is like for the new star year. So thank y'all for calling in. We will see y'all next week, and I hope y'all have a great one.